In this video, we will be going over problems of moles to moles. So here on this pathway, we were going to be going between chemical A and chemical B, so between mole A and mole B. So the only thing that we're going to have to know between these two moles is their mole ratio. So the amount of moles between the two chemicals. So in this problem, we first have to balance out the equation. So on the left, we have two nitrogens, and on the right we only have one, so we need another one, so that'll give us a coefficient of 2. And looking at the hydrogens, we have 2 on the left but 6 on the right, so we could put a coefficient of 3 on the left. That will also give us a total of 6 hydrogens. And then looking back again at the nitrogens, we have a balanced equation because there's 2 nitrogens on the left and 2 nitrogens on the right. Looking at the problem, we are wanting to figure out how many moles of H2 are needed to react with our given, which is 2 moles of N2. So starting off the problem with our given, which will be 2 moles of N2 over 1. And referencing back to the pathway, we will be needing the mole ratio of the two chemicals, which will be for every 1 mole of N2, there is 3 moles of H2. In the sense now that we could cancel out the moles of N2, as we both have it in the numerator and denominator, and we want to be canceling out the numbers. To be left with only the moles of H2, which then we can multiply 2 times 3, which will give us 6 moles of H2. For our final answer. Moving on to the next problem. It will be a similar problem with moles to moles. So we also are going to have to balance out the equation, so we could start with the Cl's. You could pick whatever. We could start with the H2. So we're starting with the H2. There's 2 H2s on the right, but there's only 1 on the left, so we're going to put a 2 in front. And we also have 2 Cl's. So then on the left we also have 2 Cl's. So then that's balanced, and then 1 zinc on the left and 1 zinc on the right. And we have a balanced equation of 1, 2, 1, 1. And now we will be reading the problem, which is how many moles of hydrogen are produced for the reaction. So that's what we're trying to figure out. And our given is the reaction of 3 moles of zinc with the excess of hydrochloric acid. So the given is 3 moles of zinc. So we could begin by writing out the problem with our given, which is 3 moles of Zn over 1. And we also are going to have to reference back to the mole to mole ratio between the chemicals of hydrogen and zinc. So there's 1 mole of H2, and we are putting the moles of Zn on the bottom in order to cross them out later. And there's also 1 mole of Zn, so for every 1 mole of Zn, there will be 1 mole of H2 produced. So then we could cross out the moles of Zn, as we need to cancel out the units to be left with 3 moles of H2 for our final answer.